Ozzie Jurock joins me on the line right now. Ozzie, I want to start with a sad story. This is like put a kick me on my back on this one, and that deals with being tremendously dissatisfied with the renovation I was doing, and dissatisfied the people who were performing that renovation. I feel that they were not upfront with me. I feel that they never had any intention of fulfilling our agreement. And it just led me to think, you know what, we better issue some warnings about this and what it means to, how you can do it a lot better than I certainly just did. So share with me, how prevalent is a problem with people incredibly unhappy, whether it's something illegal like fraud or whether it's just sloppy, lazy work, whatever it is. How prevalent? Do you hear a lot about this kind of stuff?
Actually, yes, we do. Actually, go to the Better Business site and you see all sorts of warnings, because it's an unusual summer. There's forest fires, there's heat, and then there's scams. The shady characters come out of the woodwork to rock the unsuspecting, right? Because you want to have a renovation, they come, they promise repairs, they take a deposit and never see them again. Now, you understand if somebody is fraudulent, but what you really have to watch out for is the general bad apples, which is really a good industry. There's a lot of good contractors out there, but there's some regular bad apples who make promises and they don't deliver. Your renovation project, it needs planning, thinking, but most of all, you've got to check out the individual and the company that are supposed to do the job.
So would you suggest as a starting point, go to the Better Business Bureau site in your area?
Yeah, ask them are they a member, and if they're not, why not? And then check out the company rating at that organization. Mm-hmm. I mean, you want to use well-known local contractors. Sometimes you can't, but you ask your friends, and then most of all, look at the little things. Look at their cars. Do they have a logo on their car? And it's a license plate in BC. And ask for references. And the funny thing is that we always ask for references on almost everything, but nobody ever checks them. In a recent lawsuit, the contractor had given 6 examples of houses he had renovated. 4 of them, the address didn't even exist, and he still got the job. So it means that we didn't check out that we did this. So what are the comparables examples of work? And ask, is his choice, is he financially solvent? Can he, they're all, is he licensed? You want to see proof of the licensing. Does he have insurance? Is he bonded? All of those things sound complicated, but they're not. They're just a simple question. Are you insured? Yes or no? Can I see it?
Yeah, and the thing that, unfortunately, when you make mistakes like I did, you have a tendency, or I had a tendency to be too casual with it. And I want to really re-emphasize what you've just said, is you say not only get references, but check them out. How many people do you think is reasonable, given everyone's got time constraints, to get estimates on? Or, should you be satisfied with the first quote? Should you get several? Should you get 40? What's sort of what you think is a rule of thumb?
Absolutely. Just like on your house listing, get 3 realtors to give you a quote. Certainly on a restoration job, get 3 estimates. And a big restoration job, you might get more. And put it in writing. Get everything in writing. Certainly the first quote that is in there. But I would follow up almost every conversation I have with my contractor in the beginning, and once I choose them, and then every meeting we have. Just simply say, thanks for the meeting. As we discussed, you'll do such and such and such and such, and you think you're going to get it done by such and such a date. Even tell them also, are you free Tuesday nights? Because I'm home usually Tuesday nights. I'd like a call from you every Tuesday night. And the contractor said, well, what if I have nothing to tell you? That's fine. Then just tell me you have nothing to tell me. The whole idea is we usually don't staying on top of the thing. It's very similar when you list your house. You should ask the realtor to call you once a week and say, I have nothing to tell you, but we so-and-so saw the house and they didn't like it or whatever it was. Just stay on top. And if he knows you're going to call him every Tuesday night, he's going to be ready for you with some sort of an answer.
Mm-hmm. The other side of this is, how should I pay?
Well, really avoid cash jobs. You want to have first of all, you want to have the quote preferably on a business statement where the logo is printed on it. And now in this world of email, but you want to make sure that the company really exists and get the schedule. When is the foundation? When is the flooring? Divide the work into 4 sections. This is going to be finished by then. This is what it's going to finish then. And then what happens if you don't finish it? I mean, what is the likelihood? And are we going to deduct some of the price if you don't do this? The big thing is it's just like when you buy a house or get a condo. Everybody is happy. The honeymoon period is right up to the time the contract is signed. And then what happens after is important. And what happens after is important on you, how much you keep control of it, how much research you did on the individual. And it can be a friendly checkup, but geez whiz, check up on it, because so many times we go away on holidays thinking when we come back, we got a new sun deck, we got a new driveway, we got a new basement, and come back and nothing has been done. And so what do you do at that point?
Mm-hmm. Well, that is the question. At what point do you cut them loose? And the other thing is you have no, and I want to reemphasize what Ozzie's just said, is you don't have recourse if you don't have a written contract with details. The more detail you have, the more recourse you have on that one. But when would you just personally, when you sort of look at a job and you say, nope, that's it, get out of here?
Well, first of all, I would, listen to your stomach, because I think deep down we know, hey, this is not right. This is the third time he says he's going to come. He didn't come. The first time he was waiting for 2x4s, he's waiting for painter, and it just isn't happening. I'm not getting any answers. Cut them loose. But that's why you need a contract in writing. As I tell you, what also happens with this deceptive practice, particularly when there was cash, you paid him cash, he's gone. But even if you didn't, let's say you're now really unhappy, he can put a lien on your house if you stop paying him, saying that he had a contract with you. So if you don't have it itemized, this was supposed to be finished by June 30th. This was supposed to be finished by July 15th. It's now August 1. It just didn't happen. Document everything. The interesting thing is this, I just got a letter from a lawyer from the British Columbia Real Estate Association who said a lawsuit isn't just about the contract. It's also all the emails that follow up, which are then logical performance that was anticipated by both parties. So that's why I always write an email afterwards and just say, hey, great to talk to you. Now remember what you were promising me that you're going to do this by Thursday. I'll make sure somebody is home. I mean, you can be friendly. You're not nasty. You're just recapturing what was promised, and you're nailing it down with every email you send. And then if he's late, hey, you're 10 days late. Hey, you're 15 days late. What's going on here? Have an explanation, or we got a part company.
As I say, this is a problem. I mean, I'm certainly kicking myself, but I also, you can't protect yourself if somebody's out not to do a good job or worse, and, you're a bit at the mercy. But these are ways that you can, in the same way we just talked to Tyler Bullhorn about, risk management. What we're really talking about here is risk management when you're about to outlay thousands of dollars. And I can't emphasize enough how important this is. And Ozzie, I'm just mad at you for not telling me about this earlier. I'm just kidding. But it is risk management here.
If its deal seems to be too good to be true, it probably is. Sometimes we accept the guy says, I'll take cash, then we both avoid the tax. At that moment, you are larceny participant. You don't want this. Hey, this is a $40,000 job. We're going to pay the taxes on it, and I'll write you a check. I want to have a record of what I do. I want to make sure I make it to your company, not to you personally. And there's no such thing as cash under the table. I just don't do it. The thing to do is, Mike, go to Consumer Protection BC and the Better Business Bureau, and they have a lot of horror stories on it, but also what you should do to protect yourself.
As I say, risk management when you're about to outlay thousands of dollars. Ozzie, on that cheerful note, I'll say thanks very much, and you have a good weekend. As you said, don't do deals that are too good to be true. I'm sitting here thinking about a deal that was too bad to be true. But it was. Have a good weekend.
You too. Thank you very much, Mike.